Hello, my name is Felicity Honeyman, and today I'm going to be talking about how I integrated technologies such as software, hardware and online in this project. So our first bit of technology is our studio logo, which is called Whimsyworks. The monkey that is shown is something called an infographic. The first thing you were introduced by is our Whimsyworks studio logo. We made this and adapted to our own liking. We adapted the T and replaced it with a monkey, which we corrected the size and colorized it how we wanted to. We also used a particular font that is accessible on Premiere Pro, and that font is called Impact. We next imported old footage of me to represent Ellie when she was younger and put an effect on them to make them look more dated than they were. Our aim was to put a vintage camera recording over the embedded footage to create the desired look we liked. This was done in Premiere Pro. The footage was filmed on a BlackBerry Bold 9900 camera. This montage was created in an app called CapCut. This is known as a mobile software for editing TikTok videos. We next used the voiceover to link into the montage we created of Ellie. We thought this would be significant as it helps the audience know a little bit more about Ellie and her story, but it's also raising awareness for people who have suffered with lack of hearing or deafness.
Story. Don't stand for the lift.
We are then immediately introduced to our lead character Ellie, whom I play. We used the mirror reflection on Ellie to allow the audience to feel, although they are also in the car. The sound of the dog barking is non-diegetic, which adds to the realistic and naturalistic feel we wanted, as Ellie waits for her friend to open the door.
Hi!
We didn't want to break the 180-degree wall, so we made sure we used reverse shots like this from stopping us from doing.
How are you?
Here we are shown our first conversation with usage of sign language.
Good, thank you. Come in. Teach me something in sign language. Okay, what do you want to know?
This next scene was challenging to film, as originally we wanted a face-on angle. However, due to the mirror placement in Ellie's friend's room, we were unable to do that. So we made a side angle, so the camera itself wasn't showing.
What about the alphabet? Yeah. Bye!
As Ellie appears to be leaving her friend's house, we are shortly introduced to a subtle, quiet-toned but eerie music to start. We then slowly increase the volume to build up tension as Dan, the abductor, steps into the frame. We then used a POV shot of Dan following Ellie to create suspense for the audience, as Ellie didn't realise someone was following her due to her disability. The audio abruptly cuts off purposefully as Dan grabs Ellie. Linking this up with Premiere Pro allowed us to add a black screen, creating an ellipsis to follow to where Ellie is being kept. The use of ambient sounds of rain and the character screaming before the blackout transition. Also, the use of sound effects of a heartbeat, which we also found on YouTube. And we just converted and created it how we liked to then import it into Premiere Pro. As the abductor texts the abductee's mum, we see an image of Ellie. This is an actual image we took in the last scene. We just screenshotted it and sent it to our own phones. However, we slightly photoshopped the image to make the brightness to be darker to create a more scary and unsettling feel for an audience member. We again used Premiere Pro to create the slow fade transitions to be introduced with a missing poster of Ellie that was made on a PowerPoint. Although we previously used a font called Impact on Premiere Pro, we found that we didn't have the type of font we wanted for our title card, so we used an online website for more variety